So basically, there was a situation that happened. She was calling out the Met Gala like everybody else was. Jamila Jamel also called out the Met Gala. She said we're just going to take a diversion because we're going to build up to what's going on. But this really started from everyone calling out, the situation that's going down at the Met Gala. She's like, well, why weren't there any trans people on the red carpet? Well, maybe they did invite some, but none of them decided to go because, Karl Lagerfeld was a bigot. You know what I'm saying? And, something I know. I'm just saying. It's the truth. It's the facts. It's the real. Shout out to the librarian who did a whole video on it. You know what I'm saying? Post that picture up there, please. Thank you. Shout out to the librarian here. He went through the whole thing for you, okay? Broke it all down for you in plain old gay English, okay? Okay, in black gay English. So you got it all culturized, okay? So Jamila Jamel also said the same thing. She said last Hollywood, the fashion said the quiet part out loud when a lot of the famous feminists chose to celebrate in the highest level a man who has been publicly cruel to women, to fats, to immigrants, and to sexual assault survivors. Not to mention the LGBT community, specifically to the gay men, because he over here talking about we shouldn't get married when he a gay man himself, sitting here petting on his kitty cat. And all these women publications and spectators online choosing to gleefully ignore it. Oh my God, I feel bad because I was gleeful for a minute too. Remember, we had a whole thing over here about look at this one on the red carpet, look at this one on the red carpet. We did say, I did prerequisite by saying there's things are complicated relationships with things. I did make that notation, but I was, I was celebrating a little bit, okay? I mean, I made fun of the Roach too, and Todrick made fun of the whole Roach Killers and everything. Shout out to Roach Killers by Todrick. You can download, stream that album, and check out the music video. You ain't snit. You know what I mean? But Jamila Jamel, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. We surely gleefully was sitting there doing it. Everyone from your little basement apartment with your little fries and cookies and cream, ice cream right around you, stuffing your face, looking at the dresses like, look at that one. I like that one. I don't like that one. Why is she dressing like that for? Mm-hmm. So Lena Bloom went and she was talking about that. Like, why weren't there any trans people on the red carpet? And I'm sure they pointed out that, thank you, that, Janelle Monáe, who's non-binary, was there. You know what I'm saying? And so they said because they were there that, why wasn't, the trans girls there? And that's when she was like, well, they're not the same. You were not the same people. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say, oh, well, they put a non-binary person on the red carpet, and all of a sudden now, trans girls should be just like, oh, okay, well, all right, that's great. I mean, sure, it's great that everyone's represented, but what about us? And there's nothing wrong with someone saying, what about us? I keep saying that. I just said that 10 minutes ago about the gay pride. What about us? You put Christina Aguilera up there, proper up there, stick behind her back and just say, go ahead, sing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's no gay artist that has the draw enough to get to Christina Aguilera. I'm just like, I don't care what award she won. I just don't get it. But I understand where Lena Bloom is coming. But then it got toxic somehow. And then here comes, Hope Giselle to level the playing field. You know what I'm saying? She came in and she was, talking about, there's a difference between, bullying and expressing yourself when it comes to the definitions of, these different, things on the spectrum, on our sexuality, gender spectrum, the gender spectrum. You understand? There is a conversation to have. There's a conversation we can learn. But we can't bully each other while we're learning. You know what I'm saying? That's all she was saying. And then you had India Moore jump in. And the whole time I'm sitting here, I'm just like, listen, taking notes. I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to listen. And, that's what you do when you're not, part of this conversation. You can just listen. You know what I'm saying? I'm just reporting on the drama. But I was just listening, taking notes down, going, oh, is this how is that? Okay. just certain things I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and make a comment about what who's right, who's wrong. I don't know who's right and who's wrong. It may not even be about right and wrong. It just may be the ability to have that conversation. And we're having these conversations thanks to Gay Magazine. He posted it. They posted, because I know it's probably more than one, but they posted it, you know what I'm saying? And it was a conversation. Now, I don't know what these people in the comment section are doing. Certain people who are always looking for the you know who they are. They see trans, they just come running. Trans is they have it on a notification or something, a Google notification. I don't know what they have, but it comes in. They come when they hear the transgender word. They come running. Gosh, why can't they ever just sit down? You know what I'm saying? Listen, like I said in my comment, I just said listening and learning, because that's all you can do. This is about the spectrum of gender. I'm a cisgender male. I have all confidence in my gender. We know all about my gender. So I'm not sitting here, I'm coming from a place of privilege. So coming from a place of privilege is to listen to the people who are discussing the lack of privilege. The privilege of, we don't have the privilege of just blurring the lines between trans and non-binary. For them, it's different. And so I need to sit back, learn, and listen and learn. There's certain things we need to learn, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to talk about this, because it's not even about who's right or wrong. I don't know. But I need to listen and learn. And listen and learn with the intent of honestly incorporating whatever I learned into my life. You know what I'm saying? And how I treat and interact with non-binary and trans people. I think that's the least we can do. You know what I'm saying? The least we can do is listen, learn, respect, and appreciate and uplift, the good people that are out here, making that definition. I don't think anyone was actually rude in their situation that I saw on Gay Magazine. I don't know the whole story. Again, like I said, I'm coming from a place of privilege, so I don't know the whole story. I'm not in their DMs, and I don't know about the show, all the shows. But shout out to Hope Giselle. I know she's got a new show coming out. I did see that. India Moore, I always love your activism. And Lena Bloom, shout out to you. You're also an activist also. And that's the thing. We can all have this conversation. And us as cisgender women and men should be learning and listening to this conversation to gain the better respect for our community and for those in our community. All right, let's go. We good? Are we good? I think we did that great. Okay. Make sure you download the We Are Your Radio app, everybody. That way you don't miss a thing. I'm glad we had this conversation, right? Check out full episodes of Raw and Uncut, Monday through Friday, 7 to 11, live streaming on We Are You Radio. Or hit the link in the bio to download the We Are You Radio app, or for the Anchor podcast link. Comment, subscribe, and thanks for listening to Raw and Uncut on We Are You Radio, the urban sound of pride.